why do we use wood fibre insulation? So Chris, a question that we're actually not asked all that often these days, which is really good because it shows a sort of an increased awareness of things like wood fibre, but it's actually why do we use wood fibre insulation? And really we could spend all day talking about this, and we often do spend all day talking about this, but I think it sort of boils down to three overarching categories of why I'm particularly interested in wood fibre insulation. I guess first and foremost, there's environmental concerns. We're in a position where we're increasingly looking at how we can, store carbon, use less environmentally intensive materials, and so using wood fibre and sort of bio materials generally in the building fabric is a really good thing. There's absolutely, and really what we're interested in, sort of performance benefits to wood fibre, which we'll drill into. And then I think sort of finally there's a real sort of practical and sort of health perspective. The wood fibre, it's easy to use, nice to describe, but also it's not toxic for the installer, and very specifically not toxic for the occupant in the long term. Do you want to dive into some of those a little bit and give us a bit more insight?
So, we're a private company. We don't have any sort of specific affiliation with anyone in particular. We create specifications. Our primary role is to create specifications for specific scenarios. And when we're doing that, we're looking for the best materials to fulfill those roles. And yes, wood fibre is very kind of, I suppose, fashionable at the moment because we're looking at climate change and all the other things. But primarily, we use it because it is incredibly good at fulfilling all the roles the performance roles that we need to create those specifications. So, as you say, the performance, it's a very good insulation material. It's got very high specific heat capacity, which gives it enormous thermal mass, which is great in a world that's overheating. It's breathable. It's made from waste timber, as you say. There's a lot of environmental benefits to it, and the simplicity that you put it all together because of those properties, because it's breathable, because it buffers moisture, and there's so much tolerance in it as a building material for error. So it makes it quite a practical material to use. But primarily, we're specifying it because it's the most pragmatic material that we can source for those specific roles.
Yeah. So my journey with this, it's very initially drawn to materials like wood fibre because of environmental purposes, but now that's almost a by the by. And really, when you're looking at performance, the risk of performance gap in materials, you're using materials like friction fitted, dense wood fibre, very, very slumping resistant, really easy to fill gaps in timber, achieve the designed targets very easily. And then when you look at performance metrics, like you've got two constructions, they both achieve the same U value, but what's the phase shift of a lightweight, high performance insulation versus something with high mass and high specific heat capacity like wood fibre? And you can really easily see that the sort of the range of benefits that you get from using a material like wood fibre compared to sort of lightweight, low conductivity type materials really becomes clear. So we very often are choosing wood fibre for material performance rather than specifically
just because it's green.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Performance wins all the time. So yeah, all in all, it's just an incredibly pragmatic, high performance material. So
yeah, very good.
Brilliant.
Good.
Excellent.